mensch comes from Ethics of the Fathers, where it says, in a place where there are no men, try to be a man.
The word mensch is a universal word for men and for women. It means a human being, a person who sees the world as an opportunity of giving care to those around them.
A mensch is somebody who exemplifies and models the core Jewish values.
Somebody who has strength and courage and good values to help people who need help.
Jewish values of kavod, respect for others, toho kivaro, integrity, and lifnim mishurat hadin, going above and beyond.
That's what a mensch is all about.
Thank you for joining us again to celebrate our 6th annual Mensches Mimosas, highlighting our community heroes. I'm Jane Ginsburg, President and CEO of Jewish Family Services. When we created this celebration 6 years ago, we wanted an event that reflected how the entire community is interconnected through the selfless act of volunteering. Just as JFS serves the entire community, our Mensches do the same. We know the people that do this work are not looking for fanfare, and yet they deserve the recognition, the thanks, and the honor of this award. We're grateful to the organizations that nominated them, and to Rabbi Scott Shpeen, the 2025 Ansel Weiss Community Builders Awardee, whose dedication to serving humanity with humility is known way beyond the bounds of his 35 years at Congregation Beth Emeth. Mensches and Mimosas is about people power. You know them, the people who show up early to make sure rooms are ready and stay late to clean up. They teach our children and care for those who are sick or isolated. They lean in to strengthen their organization, which in turn makes our communities stronger. JFS is the same. For over 170 years, we have leaned in to enrich people's lives, to make them stronger. We do what we do because we are Jewish, not necessarily because the client is. We do what we do because of Jewish values, and we have our own core of volunteers that embrace our values and further our reach. We cherish them. As you watch, you will hear Mensches share what inspires them to do what they do. Be prepared to come away with your hearts as full as ours and with the drive to get involved in our community.
As a board member for Jewish Family Services, it was both a privilege and pleasure for me to chair this year's Mensches and Mimosas event. It was wonderful getting to meet the Mensches, their families, and the agencies, and to hear their stories as to why what they do for the agencies was so important to them. It was wonderful to hear the impact that they make on our community. So with that and the Jewish values that guide Jewish Family Services, I would like to congratulate each of them, congratulate Rabbi Scott Shpeen on receiving the Ansel Weiss Community Builders Award, and to say Yasher Koach to all of the Mensches from this year and years past, and to keep doing what you're doing, and thank you for all you do for our community. Mazel tov.
Through compassionate, collaborative human services, JFS has enriched people's lives across our region for generations. We support older adults to age well and safely, bring them together for health and wellness programs, conduct home safety assessments and modifications, and help navigate healthcare and public benefit systems. We counsel children, adults, and families as they navigate life's challenges. We address food insecurity and bring a smile to those who are isolated. We are the helpers behind the scenes like many of our Mensches, and JFS will continue to provide these services through our community's generosity, today and in the future. If you would like to help us increase our impact or get involved, there are sponsorship and volunteer opportunities. And now, on with the show. Don't forget to play along with your M&M bingo card, and don't be shy. Leave messages along the way in the comments to cheer on our honorees.
Hi everyone, it's Senator Chuck Schumer. And I want to offer my real congratulations to Jewish Family Services, to my great friend, Rabbi Shpeen, and all of the honorees for their outstanding contributions to the Jewish faith and community. You do a great job. I'm really proud of you.
Hey, Rabbi, what's a mensch?
A mensch is someone who gives of themselves with selfless devotion, who is humble to the point of raising somebody up and encouraging them to reach their fullest divine potential. A mensch is a caring, caring soul.
I remember walking with my grandmother on New Scotland Avenue, and all of a sudden Rabbi Kivel comes running out, introduces himself and says, "You're coming to services." There it was. My mom said, "Anywhere you go, always make it a little better than when it was when you first arrived. And that's the way I use as my motto, I guess. Being a volunteer at TI has been such a wonderful experience. I've gotten to meet so many interesting people, and it's a great sense of satisfaction too, to see the joy on people's faces when they, have a wonderful experience at TI. It's a lot of fun.
I started coordinating volunteers for OHAV to go to the regional food bank one Sunday a month, and it's been about 25 years. Sometimes it's 5 people, sometimes it's 15. I'm very proud to say that during COVID, we were one of the only groups that as soon as they said you can come back, we were there.
Yeah. Volunteering, I think, is in my blood. My mother was the director of volunteers at Daughters of Sarah nursing home for a gazillion years. And, I always was employed. She was not. She volunteered. That was her job.
It's wonderful to sit down and have this exchange and to hear the work that's being done.
It was very nice to be honored. It's not something that, it's almost embarrassing. I'm not one who likes to be honored, but it was very kind and sweet and thoughtful that Chani Simon from the Shalom Food Pantry thought of me and wanted to. But it's also good, I think, when you're honored, then you let people know what you do, and therefore it brings maybe more people, maybe more volunteers, and more awareness.
It's good that you got honored for that. Like you, when I was approached by OHAV, I said no twice because this is outside of my comfort zone as well.
Sure.
I do what I do because I want to do it, and I'm committed to doing it.
Exactly.
What Judaism means to me in my life, and a recognition that the institutions, the synagogues, the secular, the religious, play an important part in sustaining the Jewish people. I think it's also part of homage to my grandparents, who I didn't really know, to my parents of blessed memory, who modeled for me what temple volunteerism meant, to my late wife, who was a support for me and also active in her own right. And I think I've even become more committed over the years because I've immersed myself in Yiddishkeit. I've studied Yiddish, I've studied the Jewish labor movement in America, and it's given me an appreciation that I'm just a link in the chain and what's owed to the people who came before me. I just want to say that this is a great honor. You don't do it for the recognition, but the recognition is certainly nice, and if it encourages somebody else to step up to menschhood, that's great.
Thank you to the Massey family for your support of our vision and for providing the foundation for our new Center for Resilience. This counseling center will be a safe, accessible space for people of all ages. We're also grateful to former State Senator Neil Breslin for his support, along with Empire State Development of New York State. The center opens this fall, and there will be philanthropic naming opportunities to be part of the center story. Thanks to Neil Golub for naming the support group room Jane's Room in memory of his beloved Jane Golub.
Special thank you and shout out for my friend and everyone's friend, Rabbi Scott Shpeen, a true leader throughout the Capital Region. His compassion, his wisdom, and his unwavering dedication is second to none. Scott, congratulations, and thank you and all for your dedication.
You're still not sure what a mensch is? Ask a clergy member.
A mensch is someone who really gives their heart, their soul, and everything that they love into a community cause with no need for anything in return. It's all about tikkun olam and repairing the world.
What motivated you to start Run for Their Lives and bring it to Albany and start your advocacy work?
Yeah, I really, after October 7th, it was super difficult. I think we were all feeling the pain as a whole in the community, and our hearts just went out to the hostages, and that's always been my big motivation, is raising awareness for these innocent people that are still being held by Hamas, and it quickly grew into a community-wide organization that I think really provides a lot of comfort to each other.
Yeah.
What about you with Amidah?
So we started Amidah also right after October 7th, like you guys. And we were also responding and reacting to the rising anti-Semitism that we saw in the capital region happening, and wanting to protect Jewish students and make sure that everybody feels safe in their environments and their safe spaces. And I have to say, since starting Amidah 14 months ago and seeing what it's sort of morphed into till today has just been really inspiring. Yeah. And seeing the community unite, seeing people come together from all walks of Jewish life, different denominations, political affiliations, like things haven't, what unites us is more important than what divides us. And
Totally.
Things haven't been able to come between us in that way as a community. So I feel really inspired by the peoplehood of our people, of our nation. And that's really what keeps me going in the work and keeps me feeling inspired.
Yeah, I think seeing the solace it's kind of brought us as a community. We meet on Sundays every week, and we have each other to kind of work through this collective trauma.
Right.
It's also just a really good outlet to walk and be with each other. Yeah, I think just our community here is great, and it really keeps me inspired to keep going.
I've been active in the Jewish War Veterans for many years, so I felt honored to be selected to represent them. One advantage I had was I was the oral surgeon for the hospital, and I was full-time at the VA. So I knew the nurses, I knew the different wards, and I felt that was a big plus for the Jewish War Veterans in visiting the patients. I do what we call Operation Jingle Bells, where a group of us from the Jewish War Veterans meet at the VA in the lobby, and we meet Christmas Eve, and we visit the inpatients at the hospital. We divide it up into groups, and when we visit the inpatients, we give them a nice card for the holidays. So that's been a very nice thing.
What inspires you to volunteer?
I thought that was an interesting question, because usually you just talk about what you do, not why you do it. So I thought about it for a while and realized that it's because Beth Emeth is my special community. And when your community needs you, you step in to do whatever's needed. Sometimes you get asked, and sometimes you just see a need and you step in. And I know you've done that.
I saw a need for something I could do to make a difference. Many years ago, I ended up joining the Brotherhood and coordinating the Sunday school traffic control. First with Brotherhood members, then with parents, and eventually I took over the duties by myself.
I remember you used to say how the parents would stop and thank you for doing the traffic control, and that made you feel really good about doing it.
And every once in a while it was a little tough in the morning. I needed an extra cup of coffee, and I always got cheery greetings from the parents, which helped me have a much better day.
Well, I decided to help because they have very few volunteers in this area, and where you have the time to do it. So we participate a lot in the JCC with a lot of things, the movies and the dinners and pickleball and that. And,
a lot of the activities, yeah.
You don't get many people to help now. We want to help them with the fundraiser, which Erica did a lot of it, to do their outside shed or whatever.
Schenectady JCC. And we're there because we want to be there. And we're there because we want to do what we need to do to support the community.
We come from a family that does tradition of helping.
So we just carry it on. And I don't think we think of it as volunteering. We just do it. We just do it, you know. People give back in many ways.
Yeah.
And this is our way of giving back to the community.
Congratulations, Rabbi Shpeen. You are a true pillar of the community, and certainly you have been a pillar for decades at Congregation Beth Emmet. But it's also your service throughout the community, your friendship, your support, the work you've done at the Park Playhouse, the Albany Symphony Orchestra, as well as the Human Rights Commission. You're amazing.
I'd like to congratulate my friend Rabbi Shpeen on being this year's recipient for the Anshel Weiss Community Builders Award, and also a huge congratulations to this year's Mensches, what I refer to as our unsung heroes of our community. I am so proud to be a member of the JFS board and to witness the wonderful work that our employees do to support everyone in our community.
A mensch is a word that comes from the rabbi's statement in Pirkei Avot, "B'makom she'ein ish, hishtadel liot ish." In a place where there is no man, mensch, or leader, you should strive to be the person who is that leader. What that means is that when there is no one there to take responsibility, to step up to the plate, you should be the one to do that. That is what it means to be a mensch.
As a busy OBGYN in the Capital District, it's really hard to find time, and it's really easy to say no, but we always find time for something that's important to us. And volunteering is really important to us. We have 5 beautiful daughters, and it's important to us to show them with our actions and not just our words what it means to be a mensch and how to instill these Jewish values into our children. This is a small Jewish community. And when you volunteer in a small Jewish community, you will always receive more than you'll ever give. You'll receive a sense of unity, a sense of purpose, and you'll teach the next generation how to have pride in their Jewish heritage, how to show empathy, compassion, how to be a kind and better mensch. And we are so honored that CBAJ, Congregation Beth Abraham Jacob, chose us to represent these values this year.
And I know that both of my parents were very active in the elementary school that I went to, and also the shul that we were members of. My father was the president of the shul when I was younger, and my grandfather was the president of his shul. So they instilled in me, which I would like to instill in our kids, the sense of being mensches, volunteering, working hard for the community, because without a community, without a family, there's really nothing. Those are really 2 important things. And we would like to thank JFS for honoring us. We want to say mazel tov to all the other honorees, and thank you.
I was getting close to closing my practice as a child psychiatrist. I've been working with kids all of my life. And as I was cutting back on my hours, coincidentally, as a grandfather, a job arose, which was driving the kids to Hebrew school. And I recognized that other than driving them to Hebrew school, I had the time in the late afternoon into the evening to spend some time with the other children as well as my grandchildren to help them learn Hebrew. I speak Hebrew. I studied Hebrew. I was born in Israel. I studied at the seminary a little bit when I was a teenager. So I had some basic, or a little more than basic knowledge both of Hebrew and Judaism, and to share it with the kids is my pleasure.
I just found that it's enriched my life, and it's so easy to do things. I go early, and if there's a class to take, I do. I went to a bar mitzvah of one of my boys. I was assigned 7th and 8th grade boys, and I was invited to a bar mitzvah. And I was so taken by the whole thing and by what I've learned about Orthodox Judaism that I wrote a poem, and it was my first published poem. It was in the newsletter. It's fascinating to me. As my wife and people have said, I'm a new man because I'm back in a classroom with kids. Rabbi said, how do you like it? I said, this is a blessing for me.
So what inspires me to be a volunteer is growing up, both my parents really instilled in us to volunteer and be part of our community. So volunteerism to me is really being part of the community. And I feel like at the Albany JCC, they gave me that outlet, especially moving up from the city to Albany as a new mom. They gave me that opportunity to volunteer on the PTO originally. That's how I started in daycare. And then really grow from there. I was able to become part of that community and give back to them. And now that I have 2 children, I really want them also to feel like, one, that they're part of a community, but also that they want to give back to that community. And the Albany JCC has really allowed my family to be able to do that. So we're willing to pitch in whenever we can at the Albany JCC because they've given back so much to us. My oldest son, he always says that the Albany JCC is his family, and that's really how we feel because it's created such a community for us. And you would do anything for your family, so you do anything for your community.
This year is going to be a tough one. Federal funds have been cut or are in limbo. Grants are much more competitive. We're feeling it, and our clients are feeling the pinch even more. But we're not going to stop serving them, and we thank you in advance for thinking of them when you make your donation. From our oldest Holocaust survivors to the youngest children we serve, JFS is here and will continue to be. Thanks to you.
Hi, I'm New York State Senator Jim Tedisco. I'm proud to join you in honoring Rabbi Shpeen, this year's Angela Weiss Community Builders Award recipient. His leadership and service have lifted up so many. Thank you to the Jewish Family Services of Northeastern New York for recognizing Rabbi Shpeen and the 27 other honorees whose dedication and compassion strengthen our entire community.
A mensch is someone who always thinks about we instead of I. When we pray, heal us, O Lord, that we may be healed, instead of the biblical verse, heal me that I may be healed, that's being a mensch. That's thinking about we and not I.
Jane fills in the gaps of things that need to be done. And it's not just about us asking her, it's about her seeing something that needs to be done and stepping up and doing it, usually without making any kind of major public pronouncement. The reason that I'm talking about her and she's not talking about herself is she's very clear that she doesn't want to brag about what she does or about who she is. So we get to brag about her on her behalf. She has the kindness, the tact, the caring, the quiet efficiency that really sets her apart from a lot of people. The joke is that if something needs to be done for, say, next Rosh Hashanah, it will be done by this June.
To be a mensch for Chabad means to be someone who is involved in the religion, willing to show up for services as well as all the events, to be able to help out with all the events, and also help anyone who's there who wants to do the services and is willing to kind of get up and get things when's needed. I love working with children. I love helping them, watching them grow, watching them gain more knowledge. My daughter has been flourished in the program, and to watch her grow and become into a very religious person is great. In a non-religious way, I also really enjoy volunteering at the fire department to help the community. I want to make sure that everyone's safe in the community. I love going to the calls and helping them because we're seeing them on their worst day and they need our help. And then when we leave, their day is better.
As someone who grew up as a Yiddish speaker, Mensches is one of the highest accolades one can give to another person, it means that they're truly realized as a person. And I'm honored to be considered a mensch. I've always tried to live my life giving the best I can. Agudath Achim has been a very, very important part of my life. I've held many, many positions and continue still to volunteer. I came here from the kitchen at Agudath Achim where I was plating locks. So at all these years, I still will be a participant, even if I'm not chairing a committee or doing something that has my name on it.
Being a mensch is somebody who wants to help in any way possible, at any time, under any circumstances. And I was very lucky that when I first moved up here about 2 years ago, I was able to meet Rabbi Reuben from Chabad Colony. He welcomed me. He made me feel part of a new community. And when you're new to a whole area, to feel part of a new community is a wonderful, wonderful feeling. So anytime, in any way that I could help him or anyone from Chabad to the best of my ability, that is what I'm delighted to do. And that's what I believe makes me a mensch. Anytime that they've needed me to help serve or help bring people into a performance or to just go to visit a person who might not be feeling well or bring Purim Shlach to people, it was my pleasure.
Congratulations to this year's JFS Mensches. Thank you for all that you've done to make our community more connected and extraordinary.
Before we hear from more mensches, I want to turn to Rabbi Scott Shpeen to present the JFS Anshel Weiss Community Builders Award. Rabbi Shpeen, your consistent commitment to ensuring that JFS was central and accessible to the entire community goes way back. From your past service on the JFS board to when I started at JFS in 2019, you have been an inspiration and a mentor. Of course, your modeling of what it means to be an active leader in the greater community has earned you this most significant award. From your 35-year leadership of Congregation Beth Emeth, commitment to social justice and interfaith relations, to support of the arts like Park Playhouse and the Albany Symphony, you exemplify the Hebrew phrase, Kol Yisrael Aravim Zeh Bazeh, which means we are commanded to care for the whole community at large. Thank you for showing us how it's done. Mazel tov.
Jane, thank you for your very kind words and heartwarming sentiments. Such an honor to be receiving this award from Jewish Family Services and following the footsteps of so many previous recipients, truly pillars of our community and humanitarians in the work that they've done, that I'm truly honored to be receiving this award. I also want to add my good wishes, Mazal Tov, and congratulations to the other honorees today, those mensches throughout our community who in their organizations and agencies, congregations, have really contributed to the betterment of our community and all of the fine work that they've done. They are truly an inspiration for all of us. I also want to thank those supporters and contributors to JFS in honor of this event and in my honor for receiving this award. Certainly very much appreciated. Believe it or not, it was 40 years ago this very month, in June of 1985, that I came to Albany as a young rabbi to serve Congregation Beth Emeth and have had the honor of serving Beth Emeth in the Capital District community these last 4 decades. Before coming to Albany, my father, who was a community leader in southern New Jersey in my hometown of Cherry Hill, former president of the Jewish Federation, called me and said, when you go to Albany, you've got to check out Jewish Family Services. It's a phenomenal organization in a great community. And he encouraged me to do so because Alan Yaster, who was at that time the Jewish Family Services director in Cherry Hill, had come previously from Albany. And when he heard from my father that I had accepted the position at Beth Emeth, he said to my father, you've got to tell Scott, got to get into JFS and the good work that they do. And certainly that began my connection to JFS, really the first organization that I became familiar with coming to Albany because of Alan Yasker's encouragement, and eventually had the honor of serving on the board and working with JFS and realizing from the inside as a board member, and then certainly all these years of collaboration, the great work that JFS does in our community, in the Jewish community, in the greater Capital District, and certainly now in recent years, working with Jane Ginsburg and really taking great pride in JFS really being one of the jewels in the crown of our Capital District Jewish community. I would also, in closing, just like to offer my words of gratitude to all of those who have supported the work that I've done in the community over the years, and my work at Beth Emeth. My thanks to my Beth Emeth family and community that have always been encouraging of me to go beyond the walls of Beth Emeth, to be involved in the greater community civically and in the Jewish community as a reflection of the values and mission of Beth Emeth. And of course, without a doubt, I couldn't have done the work that I've done these past 40 years in Albany without the encouragement and unwavering support my children, my grandchildren, my family, that now in retirement, I have the pleasure of spending more time with them, especially here in Florida.
It's with great pleasure that I get to say congratulations to Rabbi Scott Shpeen on being Mensches Mimosas' premier person for this very special event. But Scott, you're a terrific guy. You've moved down to Boca West and Boca Raton. You have taken Boca West by storm. You are now their numero uno rabbi, and everybody on the campus knows who you are. And we all know who you are too. You're a very special person. We love you and wish you well.
Thank you, Jewish Family Services, for giving me the chance to say congratulations to all your honorees and to give a shout out to a true leader in our community like no other. Scott Shpeen, Rabbi, you have served your congregation for nearly 4 decades before you retired 2 years ago. Should I even use the word retired? Receiving the Special Community Builders Award is a fitting tribute to your life dedicated to faith, social justice, and common good.
Rabbi, I want to join the chorus of congratulations to you for all that you have done for this community, bringing your heart forward so that others just can flourish, myself included. So wishing you all the best and a very big thank you.
My mother used to say, she's good people. He's good people. That's what a mensch is.
A mensch is a person who views the world through the lens of how they can interact with other people to benefit everyone involved. And when I do anything at my synagogue, Congregation Gates of Heaven, I get back from all of the members, all of my family, just as much as I give to them. And my synagogue is absolutely my home away from home, but it's the people there that give me the energy and the drive to keep giving. And the good thing about being a mensch is you get back as much as you give.
I volunteer with Chavra Kadisha, and Chavra Kadisha is such an important part of the community because it's a part that most people don't even think about. They don't know that it's going on even necessarily, but it's there for a person in their biggest time of not being able to do something for themselves. I love that it gives me an opportunity to do something behind the scenes and be a part of the community, an active part of the community, because we can thoughts and prayers till we're blue in the face, but actual action is the thing that keeps a community together and keeps unity and brings people in all aspects of their life cycle. And it's really special to be able to participate in a part where I don't have to be front and center. I can be behind the scenes and still be an active part of the community in a meaningful way.
Shelley and I volunteer at Temple Sinai in Saratoga with our
fellow congregants there, and at several wonderful museums in both Saratoga and Arizona. And Jewish Family Services is so important, so needed, so core to Jewish values that it is an honor and very personally rewarding to be able to make a contribution to its work.
To us, volunteering is the natural thing to do. It's a no-brainer. When you have some talent or resources to share, you volunteer.
But if we think about it a bit more, whatever we have to share, we didn't acquire those talents and resources on our own. We were helped, taught, guided, supported by family, by friends, by rabbis and other teachers, by our professional work colleagues.
So although it's a cliche, volunteering is an opportunity to give back to our communities. It's a privilege to be able to give back.
2 years ago, when my husband passed away, I was thinking about what would be of value to me and what would also benefit other people. And a person who enjoyed the Friday evening Kabbalat Shabbat service, and knowing that many people don't understand what the translation of the prayers are, I spoke to the president of the synagogue and said I would be willing to facilitate a prayer discussion group which would meet at my home to analyze the prayers in terms of their relevancy today and what the meanings actually are. It has helped me deal with a very difficult period of my life as I enter a new path of living.
I want to thank Jewish Family Services of Northeastern New York and Daughters of Sarah Community for Seniors for everything they've done for me, nominating me for this wonderful honor. It is an honor and I appreciate it. In Hebrew, the word is Todah Rabbah. Thank you. Thank you to the Capital District Community for Seniors, everybody who has allowed me to help guide, be empathic, spend time with all these wonderful seniors all around the Capital District, in people's homes, in different facilities, teaching, learning, end of life, spirituality, etc. I couldn't have done it without your guidance and your allowing me to come into your homes, into your institutions, and spend quality time and educate each other and just get to know each other.
Rabbi Ami, in your 4 years with JFS, you have endeared countless people to you. I mean, seriously, nobody can play 6 degrees of separation the way you do. But more than that, you offer a warm smile and conversation that leaves people feeling heard and supported. I can speak on behalf of JFS, Daughters of Sarah, your colleagues, and all the residents in care facilities throughout the region. We will miss you dearly. Thank you for all you have given to our community. Kol HaKavod. Before we close, I want to remind you that JFS serves people from all corners of the region in a variety of ways. But one of the greatest honors is serving Holocaust survivors living in our region. Thanks to Kavod Chef, funded in large part by the Seed the Dream Foundation and a partnership with Jewish Federation of Northeastern New York, we have committed to providing over $20,000 in emergency financial support to help survivors live safely and with dignity. This special fund helps us pay for and coordinate dental care, hearing aids, stove repair, and so much more. We also provide robust care management to help survivors with necessary paperwork, navigating complicated healthcare systems, while also coordinating social programs and special food packages around the holidays. I had the honor of speaking with local survivors about what JFS has meant to them. I'm so glad that we're able to support them.
So when you came over, it was with the help of Jewish Family Services.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah. And then now
they gave us furniture, they gave us blankets, they gave us bedspreads, everything.
For Holocaust survivors.
Right.
And so that's what we want to do, is make sure that we're here to help Holocaust survivors and everyone in any way that we can. We can't do it without the community's help. So we do it together with the community, but wanting to make sure that you can live, that you have a clean house, that you have food to eat.
Yes,
that you have...
absolutely, yes.
Absolutely.
The terms, and that was critical last year. When I was in the hospital, I was in Dr. Sosera, for rehab, and she was all set.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad that Clara could be there for you, with you. The support that we are getting that's in partnership with Kavod Chef is helping to provide that. And we need to know more.
And actually, Clara helped us out to get this food.
Oh,
yeah. She told us, if it's so
she is amazing.
Because
she is amazing.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. So she mentioned to us, to know what, if maybe it's hard for you to stand up for long or cook or do, maybe we can go and get that food. She started, she gave us a phone number, she talked to Lisa, and we started.
And now you're getting the kosher home delivered meals.
Yes. It's not just for food. She helped us with everything.
Right. Well,
not just food.
Right. So and you're hitting the nail on the head, right? So Jewish Family Services, we're here to help you with food, to help figure out how you're going to live safely and securely in your home. Continue to live, get the documents done and completed that you need, and then figure out all the next steps.
Appreciate it very, very much.
Wow. I hope you are as inspired as I am to get involved and give back. We wish we could spend more time hearing from Rabbi Shpeen and each honoree, because they really deserve all the honor. It's clear that their passionate, selfless work enables our community organizations to thrive. L'chaim to Rabbi Shpeen and the Mensches. And to JFS's own awesome volunteers, our staff, board, and event committee, here's to you. We couldn't pull off this incredible video event each year without the brilliance of JFS board member and director Henry Scott. And Director of Marketing, Producer Extraordinaire, Monica Tan. Thank you. We are all in this together.